Oh yeah.
It's all yours. There will be nobody else on the show. You won't be cut short. It will be yours. And I felt bad too because he had fans there in the
Oh
chat
yeah.
room. But, it was just a horrible position to be
It
in.
really was.
And, you
It
know,
so was. But you know what, Deb? We could not have helped that. There was nothing we could have done about that. It just happened. If it had happened the way that we wanted it to have happened, we would have had Eric on earlier, like we were trying to do, and then Randy would have closed out the show, which would have been perfect. But you know what? It still worked out really well. That was just the one thing that I just really felt bad about because,
I did too. And I did send him an email today, and he did respond. And like
oh,
I say, he's been so gracious
oh,
about all this.
great.
But he said, he was getting emails from his fans saying, why did you only get to play a few songs? What was
Right.
that? So I want to get something together with him and
That would be great.
fix him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe you guys can help me, get the word out there that he's going to be on, and we can build up a good audience for him because he certainly does deserve it.
Oh
He's
yeah.
Oh God, he's
He's a
amazing.
great guy. He's a great, great, great guy. But yeah. So after we had Randy, we were fortunate to have Eric Klein on from CanDo.org. Fresh off the plane from Haiti, I do believe.
Yeah, I still can't believe we got him on. I mean, personally, I thought it would be someone from his staff. And when I had talked to Carolyn, she says, "Who knows? It might even be Eric himself." And I thought, "Oh yeah."
Right.
And I
Uh
told her, I said I wouldn't even have the nerve to ask.
huh.
I was blown away.
Oh yeah. And I wasn't able to record any of that on blog. But I did record the conversation with a sound recorder, so I haven't gone back to see how it sounds. I think it might distort a little bit, but I do have it, so we might even try to represent that at some point. But he's just a phenomenal guy. That's just an excellent organization to begin with. It really caught me off guard. Some of the stuff they've been involved in, and I love his approach. There's no red tape with Can Do. Something needs to be
Yeah,
done. They just go do it.
yeah. What got me, I don't know if you guys picked up on all of this, but they had this one area where they needed supplies. They hadn't gotten any supplies because everybody was afraid to go there. So Eric goes in there. They had these gangs. And Eric went in there. And this is where I think this is scary. He goes in there and he gets the heads of these gangs together. And he says, "Look, everybody here needs food, they need water, and they're not getting anything because of you guys." And he turned it around. He got them to work like security. And what he did, they kept all the men back.
Hmm.
They let the women and children go up first. And then after they had taken care of all them, then the men went up and they got, relief supplies. It was amazing what he did. But I thought, this is crazy. I wouldn't have the nerve to go in there and try to, get these guys
Who
to
thinks about doing
work
that?
for me.
Yeah, who thinks about doing that?
Nobody.
Yeah, Angela's being awful quiet here.
I
He's
am.
brilliant.
I don't want to interrupt.
She can't get a word in.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm here.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really is brave. But, he's out there. He's determined to get this done because these people need this stuff. He is determined to get relief supplies to them, no matter what. And he does. It's just crazy, some of the stuff he does. But it works. He makes it work. And, you think about what he's doing, and it sounds kind of crazy. And then you watch it in action, and it's brilliant. I don't know how he thinks of it. They're very innovative, very creative. Excellent one! Yay! I'm so glad you're here.
Excellent. Welcome to the show. We're just recapping the event. I have recorded two other segments, so if you want to catch what you missed with myself, I'm being joined via Skype this evening from Deb from the Unsigned Musicians show, as well as Angela, known as Aemissary here on blog.
The one who
Angela's
isn't talking.
yeah, the
Yeah.
quiet one that can't get a word in edgewise.
And guys, last night, I was so blown away. People in the chat room were emailing Larry King. You know, we want you to have Eric Klein from cando.org on your show. I have not emailed yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I couldn't do it last night because I was doing the show, and then
Right.
today I've been sending out thank yous to everybody. But tomorrow I'm going to email Larry King.
You know,
And
I'll
I
tell
would
you who
appreciate
else.
it very much if you guys would all
Oh,
do
yeah.
the same. And
I'll tell you who
I'm also going to work on their logo and turn
Oh,
it
yeah.
into a MySpace comment. You know, a graphic.
Yeah.
So we can start popping it in there.
You know, I'll tell you another one I'd love to see interview Eric Klein would be Keith Olbermann.
Oh, I would love
They would
that.
have a. They would have.
Hell, I can't even get an email address for him. The one I have does not work. It always comes back undeliverable mail.
We'll have to
Yeah.
find a good one. But Kevin got the acknowledgement email from Larry King. That would be very. I would be very curious because Larry King has such a huge following because he's Larry King.
Cool.
That would be. That would be something. I think.
Yeah. If he could get on any of those shows, it would be huge. And he did, when he was in Haiti, Jane Velez Mitchell had a crew over there, and he just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Oh wow.
And they put him on the Jane Velez Mitchell show. In fact, if you go to cando.org, that's the first thing you're going to see is a video screen, and that video will play. At least that's what it was last time I looked at it a couple days ago. But he did get an interview with her. There was another show where they interviewed him, but you know, he's not getting the media coverage that the big boys are, and it makes me sick. It just makes me sick.
Yeah.
They do phenomenal work.
Mhm.
And for them to, you know, be ignored, it would help them so much with donations if they could get the media coverage.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I think, you know, we just need to help get their name out there. Yeah, you're right, Kevin. He is unrecognized, and
Well-
he needs to be. He deserves to be. Oh, UN. You're saying
is-
UN recognized.
Well,
yeah.
he was recognized by the UN, but he's unrecognized. He you know, the popular media. You know, it's like he was saying when we had him on the show. It's because he doesn't have the full warehouse talking about how he's going to distribute all these supplies. His warehouse is empty because he's already handed out the supplies. Like he said, it shouldn't be sitting around waiting.
Yeah, they should walk into a warehouse and see it all stocked full of food and stuff and say, "Oh, that's nice."
Exactly.
The warehouse should be empty.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that he really is unrecognized. It's true, even though the UN picked up on it, and I'm very, very pleased about that.
Yeah.
He's very deserving of it, but the media, he's not recognized at all. And I don't know if any of you guys watched Oprah's Big Give, but Eric was on that show. He was a contestant on that show.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And he didn't win, but it's actually kind of funny when you think about what he's doing now, because the guy who did win, I don't have any idea what he's doing. But he's also done a lot of work here in the U.S. Crow's Creek, the restoration project that they put together out there. They're already getting into phase 3 of that, the Veterans Lodge.
Oh wow.
But he helped out with Hurricane Katrina, the floods in Iowa. They transported something like 95 animals that were going to be euthanized, dogs. I forget what state they were in. But they picked them up and hauled them to Minnesota, I think.
Yeah, actually they were in California. They had to be hauled to Minnesota, and it had to be done in 3 days.
Yeah, and he's done all kinds of disaster stuff here in the U.S. too. And
Oh, yeah.
he worked at the tsunami, Haiti, Rwanda. Oh man, I can't even remember all the places. But if you go to their website,